Friends, I present this video to all of you. It is covering changes in GST during the week. We have compiled all the changes in goods and service tax during the weekend, that is week ending on 9th of May 2020. First and foremost, return filing, that is return 3B through EVC mode. Rule 26.1, a provision has been inserted to this rule allowing the corporate assessees or company assessee, those who are registered under the Companies Act, to file their return through EVC mode. Friends, why this is allowed? This is allowed for the reason that during the lockdown period, few authorized representative or authorized persons were not having their digital signature in their possessions. So a return filing is permitted through EVC mode, but this will be permitted during the period 21st April and 30th June 2020. And friends, this covering only from GSTR 3B. GSTR 1 is not covered under this amendment provisions, so one should take care of this. Now coming to the filing of return through SMS. Government announced provision that in case of nil return, one can file the return through SMS. Rule 67A, which talks about the filing of return through SMS. Who can file this return? A person who is having nil return can file this return through short message services, SMS, and as well as OTPs will also be required. So one person who want to file the return through SMS have to send SMS to the government, and OTP will come, and on filling up the OTP they will be able to submit the return. But this provision is not activated on the servers. By way of explanation, it is also clarifies nil return. What is meant by nil return? Nil return means where is nil or no entry in all the tables in form GSTR 3B. So this provision is also coming for GSTR 3B only. And friends, this rule 67A is not announced, it is not notified so far. It is a provision they brought in the set of rules, still to be yet to be notified. We have to wait for it. Issues related to IBC, the Insolvency Bankruptcy Code covers the corporate debtors, and notification 11/2020 has been notified certain provisions which to be complied by these corporate debtors, and for this also prescribed the time limit for taking registration, because as per this notification 11/2020 all corporate debtors were required to take new registrations in all the states wherever they are registered before starting of this IBC for these organizations. So now there is an extension. One can take registration within 30 days of appointment of IRP or RP, or by 30th June. Earlier it was 30 days, now it is extended to 30th June. Whichever is later, one can take registration. So first date is 30th June, one can take the registration for complying with this. Why this registration requirement came? It is also clarified now. Let me take you to the story or take you to the history about this. Basically, this corporate debtors which are covered here were not able to file the return due to the provision of sequential filing of returns. As there is provision in GST that unless until returns are filed sequentially, one cannot file the return for the next period. And pre-GST, pre-IRP or RP period, this corporate debtors or corporate debtors which is looked after by the IRP or RP, they were not supposed to file the return for the pre-period. So they were only supposed to file the return for the period during their tenure. So if there is gap between filing of return, nobody was able to file the returns. But now it is clarified, if somebody has filed the return regularly, there was no gap. So this notification 11/2020 will not be applicable. Those type of corporate debtors, they are complying with the GST provision, filing their GSTR return regularly, that is GSTR 1 and GSTR 3B. So this provision of notification 11/2020 is not applicable to this. They were not required to file the return. Now third type of clarification, which you can say has been issued by way of circular 138 by 8 by 2020. It clarifies that during this IRP or RP period, this corporate debtor has to take registration only once. They are not required to take multiple registrations if IRP or RP is changing. Basically, this RP or IRP is deemed to be the authorized signatory of these organizations, and when there is a change in IRP or RP, they have to simply change the authorized signatory, not required to apply for new registration, and they will not be considered as different entities as discussed in notification 11 by 2020. Now extension for e-way bill. Friends, all we know, number of difficulties are faced by this goods movement. So now it is further extended. Notification 40 by 2020 extends the validity of the e-way bills which are issued on or before 20th March 2020, and we must understand this condition is mandatory. First condition is that the e-way bill must be issued prior to 24th March 2020 and the validity expires during the period 20th March to 15th of April. So these two conditions we have to see. If both the conditions are satisfied, then the validity of such e-way bill shall deemed to have been extended till 31st May 2020. So this is a relief to the movement of goods. At due date of annual return, that is GSTR 9 and 9C, notification 41 by 2020 extend the due date of filing of annual return for the financial year 2019. The due date has been extended till the 30th September 2020. Friends, all we know, the due date getting extended means the extended period also getting extended. So we have to be careful about this. Time limit for merchant exporters. Friends, all we know, notification 35 by 2020 has extended all dates to 30th June 2020, and in certain circumstances like this, merchant exporters, those who procured material by paying tax that is at the rate of 0.1%, and they have to export this material within 90 days. So it is now clarified by the circular 138 by 8 2020 that if this 90 days is falling between 20th of March 2020 to 29th June 2020, then it will be considered as extended to 30th June 2020. Time limit for ITC 04 by principals. Principal, whatever material they are sending to the job worker or receiving material from the job worker during a quarter, they have to file their return. So return for the quarter ending, that is ITC 04, to be filed by 25th of April 2020. Why this clarification came, my friends? Because of the reason that all extensions are not normal in case of returns, and GSTC 04 has been considered as return. So now this circular 138/8 by 2020 clarifies that in case of ITC 04, due date has been extended to 30th June 2020. GSTR return in case of Ladakh. Friends, for the earlier due date of the returns were closed in the month of March, that is 24th of March 2020. Now in case of January 2020 to March 2020 returns for the SSs having principal place of business in Union Territory of Ladakh has been extended to 20th May 2020. Friends, thanks for watching this video. I welcome all of you to subscribe my channel. Thank you.